The Surf Ballroom, February 2nd, 1959. This was the place where Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, and Ritchie Valens played their final concert before a tragic plane crash claimed their lives. Don McLean's song, American Pie, says this is the place where the music died. But in many ways, it's a place where the music lives.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that
It was called the Winter Dance Party Tour, a hot ticket for most young people back in 1959.
A tour that had Buddy Holly as the headliner, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper, and then Frankie Sardo. And it was a tour of national superstars at the time.
And it was a very big deal for such rock and roll headliners to come to the Surf Ballroom in the small town of Clear Lake, Iowa.
The dance floor was crowded with teenagers, and around the pavilion were moms and dads standing with their arms crossed, watching the teenagers to make sure everything was going to be all right.
But the winter tour was taking a toll on the band. Bitter cold and a poor bus were more than an inconvenience.
On that tour, they would lay blankets down in the alleyway of the bus, and then someone would lay down, they'd lay blankets on top of him, then somebody else would lay down on top of that person, and they would cover that person with blankets just to stay warm.
In fact, drummer Carl Bunch had gotten frostbite earlier in the tour. He stayed in Green Bay to recuperate. Buddy Holly wanted an alternative to the bus, so he chartered a plane that night from Clear Lake. The plane took off just before 1 a.m. on February 3rd. It was in the air for only a few minutes when it crashed here in Jeff Nicholas's field.
But something touched me deep inside the day. The music.
Don McLean wrote the song American Pie about the day the music died. The music didn't die at the surf, it didn't die at the airport. This is where the music died.
The Nicholas family has always allowed access to the site, a few hundred yards from the gravel road into this field. A small memorial was built here by fans.
They like to leave a piece of themselves. They'll leave a business card or a pair of sunglasses or a few coins or a rosary beads or something that they get out here and they want to leave a part of themselves at this spot.
Jeff says most times he comes to this field, there is at least one car parked at the side of the road. It is a journey many have traveled hundreds of miles to make.
We feel that this spot really is theirs rather than ours because it brings back a lot of memories. It's a little bit like people remember this like they remember where they were when we landed on the moon or when President Kennedy was killed.
Singing, this'll be the day that I die.